Good evening and welcome to episode 32 of Red True Diaries. And in real fashion, I am consolidating my time, getting all my old journals wet in the process, by taking an Epsom salt bath while doing an episode. I already fell asleep on the couch from sheer exhaustion. Today was another long yet satisfying day, and I do need to get to bed sooner than later, but I need to soak my weary muscles and bones. So anyway, and it's funny because earlier tonight I was like, wow, I feel like I'm getting my period. So if you're really in tune with your body, then I get that feeling of tingling in my uterus area, and just a sense that it's starting any minute. Yeah, so I didn't expect it so soon. As I was saying before, it's like already again, and yeah, already again. So this month I did forget to count the days and mark my calendar. And sure enough, when I did it, I was like, oh snap, it's due tomorrow. So yeah, already one full menstrual cycle, already past one moon cycle since I began the show on, I should know it now too. I just know it's day 32, but it was like Saturday, May, whatever that date was, 20th something. In any case, moving forward. Today's June 23rd, and speaking of dates and the importance of them, and yeah, it's hot in here, so I am sweating. So today is St. John's Eve, and I've known of this holiday only the past few years or so. I didn't know it had much significance before, but apparently it is something celebrated in several countries around the world. It is tied to the summer solstice, but it's also the biggest day is the festival of St. John, which is tomorrow, and he is one of, if not the only saint acknowledged for his birthday as opposed to his death, which is really interesting because it was his death that made him such a martyr. For those who don't know the story, St. John, there's two, St. John the Evangelist, who wrote the book of John, like in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, I believe. It's the first verse. So that's one that's celebrated on December 27th. Tomorrow is St. John the Baptist, the one who announced the coming of Jesus. And he was beheaded at the wish of the daughter of King Herod. Salome, I think, is her name, the daughter's name, pretty sure. In any case, her mother asked for his head because she had, I believe I'm getting the story right, it's been a while, but the mother asked for the head of St. John because she, I think she was actually attracted to him, but she did not like how righteous of a man he was, how much integrity he had, and he couldn't be swayed, which I find impressive. And so off with his head, and she asked for it on a platter. How deep is that? Ridiculous. In any case, so yeah, he was known as the cousin of Jesus too, which was pretty significant. And I believe the word John, no, I'm confusing that with a different name. I was going to say it means beloved. I don't remember. That's David. I don't remember what the name John means. But tomorrow, the festival is, well, actually tonight, around the world, the festival is marked by bonfires to help ward away evil. It's also a fertility celebration. I know in Sweden. And I think it's just really funny that, on that special day, my period is beginning. And because for me, it's the first day of a new cycle. And with it coming at the solstice and the upcoming full moon too, it definitely just has me thinking in a different way, almost like the new year, which is another reason to say the Masons, Freemasons, celebrate, well, they honor both Johns on either end, and actually in some things that I read, Jesus is one end of the spectrum in the winter solstice, and again as is Saint John the Evangelist, and John the Baptist for the summer solstice, like almost like a yin and yang. So it's really fascinating. There's so much symbolism in life. It's unreal. So these days I'm feeling like I'm living my life, but I'm walking this path that is laid out before me, and I have many choices, but no matter what, they're all ones that have been prescribed on a certain level. Like Einstein talks about this determinism, and even though he wasn't religious, in some cases, some texts say that he was an atheist, but he did believe in a grand design. He did believe in determinism. And he said this about the older he gets, as to his mentor Schopenhauer. The older they got, they recognized certain patterns in life, and that's how I feel as I just see certain things coming together. So one thing I was curious about, that's beyond my control, things coming together that I could have orchestrated better if I did plan to. So I began looking in old journals to see what I'd done on this day many years ago. And one is a really fascinating one that I'm going to save for tomorrow, because it was written on June 24th. And it was such a significant day, and I had no idea about, St. John the Baptist or any of this. So I'm going to save that for tomorrow. And today I'm going to focus on the fact that there's some things I'm going to share that I'm not going to get into details now, but the past few years have been the most challenging of my life. And I definitely went through what some call a dark night of the soul. If you look it up, it's a certain archetype. Meaning it's a universal experience that many people go through, where they feel lost on a certain level. And for me, it was a serious heartbreak, betrayal, disillusionment, and it caused me to have to do, well, not say have to, but it was either live or die, pretty much. I wasn't suicidal, but I also pretty much didn't care. I was barely even in a survival mode, just going through day to day, which has never been my reality. And it's only been, I've been on the up and up for a while now, but I just feel like, oh my gosh, like I just am constantly, slowly but surely coming back into being reborn into a part of myself that is from an older me, but also has blossomed into this whole new me that is, that's quite like the phoenix rising from the ashes. So this is an old journal entry from late May 1999, around the time that I got married, and I was reading this book, Sojourns of the Soul, and it talks about estrangement, because I knew that shortly after I got married, I was going to be separated from my husband for a little while. So this was really fascinating to me. But this isn't about him. This is about what I felt recently, so how it applies to that. So it says, estrangement is not always separation between two separate individuals. It can be a separation from your own soul. When you push aside someone with whom you have been intimate, you are truly pushing aside an aspect of yourself. Every separation which you have experienced in your life is an opportunity to come together again. Where was I? Every separation that you experience gives you a golden opportunity to reunite with your soul. During moments of estrangement, your soul is speaking to you. Listen to it. And surely enough, don't you know, when was it? Must have been the solstice. It was the solstice that I decided to make some changes that have helped and will continue to help me listen more to my soul and marry myself on a deeper level. And all this is funny because my wedding anniversary was about a month ago, and my ex-husband's birthday was just yesterday, in fact. And I always knew that when I met him almost 20 years ago that our marriage, to me, was very much about this reality, but it was also very symbolic about me marrying a higher aspect of myself. So to come back around almost 20 years later, these cycles again, but spiraling upward, outward, it's just unreal and amazing. And also, like I've said before, to be learning from these, you know, older parts of myself. So, all right, so this is getting a bit long, but I do want to end talking a bit about the sacral chakra from the book. Looking like a hot mess in a way. The Book of Chakras by Ambika Waters. So it's funny, so the chakras go all the way up from A, I guess through F, but I've only gone through the next few to see if they were in order, because I saw that the sacral one is D. So my song that's in C and D is basically in tune with the root and the sacral chakras, and sacral being sacred. So that sacral chakra is between our pubic bone and our belly button. As it says in this book, 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches into the pelvis. The shape that resonates with it is the pyramid, and the color is orange. The note, as I've said, is D, and the sensory experience is taste. And the qualities associated with it are well-being, sexuality, sensuality, pleasure, and abundance. The life issues are to know that who you are and what you do are enough. To have enough rest, food, exercise, fun, and money. Not to link self-worth with what you do or have. To create healthy boundaries to protect your vital life force. The physical activities associated with it are yoga, dance, swimming, and walking. All favorites of mine. And the spiritual activities are meditation, celibacy, and fasting. The positive archetypes are the Emperor and Empress, and the negative archetype is the Martyr. And the astrological associations with it are Cancer, which is my ex-husband, and Scorpio, which is me, which is really funny. Huh. So, the sacral chakra controls our physical health and well-being. It is the chakra that focuses the life force into building a strong and viable immune system and keeping the physical body functional and active. It controls our motion and our emotion and is ruled by the water element, which is directly influenced by how we experience our emotions. When we retain our feelings, water is also retained in the body. This creates bloating and puffiness, a condition known as idiopathic edema. Edema. And how funny is it that I am in, I want to make sure I don't show too much here. A tub full, hello. Hi, wait, hi. You be careful there, yeah. I'm in a tub full of water. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, last thing. The archetypes. The positive is the Emperor, Empress. And the Emperor, Empress is a person who enjoys and respects the physical world. Emperors and Empresses love to have abundance, well-being, and a high degree of pleasure. They know they deserve to feel good about life and enjoy good food, comfort, and some luxury. They are not necessarily spiritual by nature, but they do feel at home on the physical plane and enjoy the good life. The negative is the Martyr. Martyrs deprive themselves of the simple physical pleasures of life. At some basic level, they feel cheated of the goodness of life and punish themselves by forbidding themselves the warmth and comfort they long for. They're full of guilt and project this onto others, making them suffer too. So, I've been enjoying my life the past couple years, but it definitely has had its challenges. And, as many of us who have been through great pain, it can be tough to start to feel good again. And especially when it involves love, such as a serious heartbreak of a friendship or a romantic relationship. And in my case, it was both. A very, very long one of 20 years. It has been a long and yet awesome ride. I mean, I never wish that kind of experience on anyone, and I hope I never go through it again. But if I do, I feel that much more prepared because I did survive and I did make it through, and I do still love and encourage others to love as well, wholeheartedly, eyes wide open, heart wide open, head held high, because it is so worth it. It's just nice getting back to appreciating the simple things, including and especially, just time alone, being with the creator of all that is. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and hopefully some of this resonates with you, and if not, so be it. Perhaps, maybe one day, and if not, no worries.